Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you a guest design team project for Julie at KS4U. KS4U is an online website that has gorgeous laces and trims and bling and doilies and appliques and just all the things you need to make your projects beautiful. And she also does live sales here on YouTube. She actually just did one yesterday and one today, and I believe she's having one next weekend. So I will link her information below so you can follow along. Hit the bell on her YouTube so you're notified of her sales, because you won't want to miss them. Her prices are just wonderful. So for this guest design team project, I have made 2 bags, and I've done them each differently. This one has a vintage feel, and this one has more of a lacy, very feminine feel. So let's get into it, and I'll show you what we've done here. So this one, I created the bag out of this beautiful fabric. You can see more of it on the back side when I flip it over. And it's got kind of a silk moire look to it, although it's not. And then I printed this gorgeous vintage shoe photo on muslin, and I attached it to the bag. Underneath here, this piece, and this little piece up here, if you can see that, those are all pieces of a vintage wedding dress that my dear friend Christina sent me in a Happy Mail. And I thought that that just really set the tone for this bag with all the beautiful collaging and everything. So around this beautiful shoe, I cut little snippets of lace and layered them all over. And this is an applique. This was one applique that I cut into several pieces and collaged around. And then this is a doily that came out of a doily package that Julie sells, 90 doilies for about $18. And they're all sizes and colors and shapes, and just very beautiful selection. And then up here I just took snippets of her lace and did some collaging. You can see under here there's some layers, there's some over here, some more of that vintage dress. This is just a beautiful applique right here. I just absolutely love that. And over here on the side I did a little snippet. And down below here, I used some beautiful scalloped lace to trim the end or the bottom. And then the snippet is so pretty. It's just got layers and layers of lace. This is a ruffled organza, a beautiful little snippet of some lace with some bugle beads. This is a little floral trim right here. This one kind of matches this one here. It's a nice complement to that one with the bugle beads. Pretty wider floral. This one I just love. This one has kind of a Battenberg feel to me, and it looks very vintage. And then this one's really pretty. It's like a little trim, and you can cut sections off and use that. A piece of the insertion lace where you can weave in and out your ribbons or your trims, or this could be cut down the center and you have 2 pieces, or it could be cut on each of these little areas and you could have 4 pieces of trim. And then this beautiful piece here. And Julie's laces, almost all of them, I should say, are 2 for $1.50, 2 yards for $1.50. So when you order on her sales, you get 2 yards. And if they're more than $1.50, she'll let you know, but they're never much more than $2 or $3 depending on the width and the detail in them. And then I trimmed this little snippet with a beautiful piece of bling here. And this bling piece, you'll see where this came from in just a few moments. And then on the back is plain. There's the beautiful fabric, just really pretty. And then I put satin ribbon through to make the tie, and on the ends I cut little pieces of this trim here and I lined the front and the back of the tie, and that just finishes it off pretty, and also just adds a little detail and helps keep that ribbon from fraying. So let's open it up and see what we have inside, shall we? So there's the beautiful bag. Isn't that pretty? I just think that's so lovely. And then inside, I wanted something with a vintage feel to go with that. So I went a little old-fashioned, and I made these beautiful sachets. And I filled them with lavender. And I collaged just layers and layers of lusciousness on here with all the pretty laces and the appliques. This one, it has an applique on the bottom. Beautiful little flower I got from a estate sale. That's out of my stash. And then this is a piece of vintage wedding dress applique from Julie. And then all these layers are just little snippets of her laces and another applique. And then you flip it over and you can see the lavender. This lace fabric that is inside, or covering the back, I'm sorry, holding the lavender in, I got that at the estate sale as well. And it's just perfect for this because it's porous enough to let the scent come through. And I did put a piece of organza in between, if you can see there, to keep all the little flakes and bits of the lavender from getting all over. So there is the first one. And then this is the second one. I thought this one was really sweet too. This one has a beautiful heart applique. It's got 3 of the doilies out of the doily pack. This is that insertion lace that I was speaking of. I wove some organza ribbon through there and just tied little bows to give it a real feminine, soft touch. And then just used some of my flat back pearls and a little flower from my stash. And then this has some of that pretty scalloped ribbon on the bottom, or lace, I'm sorry. And then that's the back of that one. And then we've got some little rectangular pieces here. And this one has this same applique as on the front of the bag. And this is a little piece of crinkled seam binding that I just kind of gathered up to make it look like a little flower. Put a little satin rosebud in the middle, and then this is an applique out of that applique pack. And then all across the bottom here under this applique is a wide piece of lace, and that is just so pretty. And then there's the back of that one. And then this one I thought turned out so pretty. I love kind of the asymmetrical shape of it. I usually do things very symmetrical, but this one I kind of did a little off kilter a little bit, and I really like the way it turned out. Got this beautiful applique here with the pearls and the seed pearls, the round pearls, and the iridescent sequins, and a little snippet of an applique there. And then this little flower I made out of this piece here. And I just did a running stitch all along the edge there, and I gathered it up and formed it into a flower and put the ribbon flower in the center. And then the beautiful lace trim at the bottom. And there is the back of that one. And then lastly, I made a little heart, and I thought that was so sweet. Again, that beautiful applique with the bugle beads and the pearls, and a little bit of shimmer, and then another doily from the doily pack. And I've got some organza, and then some of this lace fabric from here. Excuse me, my dog heard the neighbor shoot his gun off and he's going crazy. Luca, no sir. And then this is part of this beautiful trim here that we saw earlier. Where is it layered in here? Here it is. this one here, and I just cut two little sections and put it around the edge of that heart. And then that is that one. And then also included, I put a little organza bag with a bottle of lavender essential oil. So over time, you know how the scents fade over years of time, you just take a little of this essential oil and drop it on these backs of these doilies, and it'll revive the scent. And this is porous enough that it will absorb the oil through there, and it'll go into the little lavenders, and it'll just smell fresh all over again. And then I finished that one off with another little snippet right here, and a bulb pin with a pretty pearl dangle. And there again, all Julie's laces. You can take that apart and look at that one. How pretty is that? You can use it elsewhere, or you can leave it on as a dangle. So that is the first bag. I think that turned out so pretty. I love the really vintage feel of that one. And the sachets, that kind of brings me back to a time like my grandma's time, where they used those a lot, and makes me think of her. She had them all over her drawers. And these can not only be used in your drawers and closets, but you could also put them in your little bins where you store your laces and your fabrics. Like, you know, when you go to an estate sale and get these beautiful vintage things, sometimes they smell a little vintage even after they're laundered. So that's a nice way to keep them fresh and just smelling lovely. So that's the first bag. And then this second bag, I think, is just beautiful as well. I've tied it with this gorgeous trim right here. And this too can be used as one. It can be cut down the center and have two pieces, or you can cut it in three places and have this centerpiece in both of the floral edges. So that is lovely. And then I made a bow out of that trim and put that on top, edged it with some little rhinestone bling from my stash, backed it with this snippet of lace that has pearls running down the center. I made this gorgeous appliqué, the focal point. This one has the pearls and the bling and the iridescent sequins and iridescent beads, and it is just stunning. Little satin flowers all across it. And then I put another snippet that I created. I used a piece of that vintage wedding dress, and then just layers of snippets of Julie's lace. And then this pin, it's just pinned on. This can be taken off. And this pin was from Julie's sale as well. And if I remember correctly, I think this pin was like $1.50. Just a beautiful, beautiful buy. It has a pin, and it also has these little loops, so you can use it in several different manners. And then on the bottom, I edged it with this beautiful trim here. And this one, let's see, it goes this way on the bag. So look at how wide and beautiful that is. And 2 yards for $1.50, I just can't get over those prices. And then this trim, isn't that sweet? That is all across the top, right under the drawstring there, which you'll see in a moment. And then, let's see, this was some trim on the other bag that I used in kind of the ecru color. And that's so pretty. And then this was the trim on the bottom of the other bag and also on the side of the bag. So very lovely, just so you get kind of an idea of what they look like before they've been utilized. And then we turn this over, and I left the back of the bag rather plain. I wanted you to see this shimmer. It's like a shimmer organza over the top, and then the bag is lined in white satin. And then I brought that beautiful, beautiful lace all the way around. So let's open, oops. These are little lavender snippets out of my garden. I thought that would be so sweet since we had the lavender sachets. They smell so good. So let's open this up and I'll show you what is in this one. And I just love this. I love the other one. I love this one. I don't know which one is my favorite. You'll have to leave me a comment and let me know which one you like best. So I've made bags similar to these before and used them as gift bags. I think they make a lovely gift. You can put anything inside of them and it would make a lovely hostess gift, or even like a bridal shower gift. For this one, you could put some lovely lingerie inside, or gift it to your crafting buddy, put lace in there. The other one with the sachets would make a lovely hostess gift or a birthday gift. And look at what is inside. How lovely. Oh, I forgot to tell you, on the other bag, it is lined, and I lined it with a vintage tablecloth, and it's very pretty. So inside this, I have included 4 of these beautiful lace bobbins. These lace bobbins, I teamed up with my daughter and son-in-law, who have a fiber mill and a new retail store, and they're branching out to do other things than yarn, and we got together and thought of my crafty friends and how we all like our storage for our laces, and we've created these lace bobbins. So I'll link their store. It's called Red Hill Fiber. I'll put that in the box below if you want to look them up, but I don't want to speak too much of that right now because this is about Julie's lace. So I just wrapped, I chose 3 or 4 beautiful pieces, 2 wide, 2 narrow, and there's 2 yards each on these bobbins. And I created these little T-pins, these little jeweled T-pins to secure the lace with. And I like doing little sweet things with my lace rather than just keeping it flat and pinning it on the end. I think if you display your lace, putting these in a box on your sewing table or your craft desk, or in a pretty crystal bowl. I love the juxtaposition of the wood with crystal and the rhinestones. I think that would be so lovely sitting out, and then you could admire it, and then they look so pretty. So that is the first one. This one is that little trim we saw earlier, and there I just kind of ruffleized a little end of it and put that beautiful T-pin on there. And then this one, I made a little faux bow, and this is that beautiful pearl center trim that I used to put behind the bow on that bag. This is so beautiful. This looks beautiful on the edge of a page in your book, or on a tag, or even lace edging for a cuff or a sleeve on a jacket or a blouse. I think that one is so lovely. And then this one was a little more plain, but it's very pretty as well. And you can do a lot with this one too. It's got the beautiful cutout flowers. You can layer lace on top of it and do some layering. You can put this under some other trim and have that peeking out, or you could use this for a cuff as well and sew that on the inside of a sleeve. And then on that one, I just did a simple crystal and silver and bling little T-pin. So you get 4 of those. And then we have this beautiful bundle here. And this is tied in a yard of this beautiful floral trim right here. And I've attached a little dangle on a bulb pin. And the dangle has 5 different little charms on it, I believe. And those can be used as is as the dangle, or you can use those in your projects elsewhere. It's got 3 pretty pearls in different sizes and shapes with the rhinestone trim. It's got a little heart and a little jeweled dangle, and then a little one of the tiny doilies from Julie's doily pack. Isn't that sweet? I am a pearl girl. I am obsessed with pearls. So I just think that gives an elegant, very feminine touch to things. So we unwrap this, and here's this beautiful trim. And I've included 2 of the larger doilies so you can kind of get an idea what those look like. There's different sizes, shapes, colorations. Like, let's see, where was this one? Has that color on there. These were a few different colors on this one. And there was one, oh, this one has a little darker color on here in a different shape. So you get just such a lovely variety within the 90. You don't get repeats, and it's all very lovely. So this little bundle of goodies is wrapped in a piece of wedding satin, bridal satin. And this has a nice shimmer to it. It's got some iridescent pearl. It's a nice generous size piece. I think it's a fat 1/8 if I'm not mistaken. And if you fold it in half lengthwise like this, it's certainly enough to make a tall, slim journal, or could even make a smaller journal, smaller square journal. You could do a little wall hanging or a doorknob hanging. You could do something like this in a little larger scale and use this as the backing. Cut out your shape and sew it together, put a little stuffing in the middle and collage over it. So that is that. And then in this pack I've included 7 appliques from Julie's collection, and this one was really unique. I like this one. It's very versatile. You can cut out these little flat backs. They're very iridescent. They've got the flat back, they're just on with a thread, so you can cut those out and use those elsewhere. You can cut a whole strip this way, you can cut strips this way and use, you know, say just a portion of it on something for an embellishment. You can use these little gold beads on your pins like that. Or you can sew them onto other projects. Like, that would be so pretty to take a couple of these gold ones and sew them onto here sporadically. Give it a little extra something something. So that's the first one. This is the second one. This one has pearls and iridescent sequins. This one can be cut down the middle. You can use it that way and have 2 pieces. You could cut this little piece off here and use it. You could cut this little piece off, and do all your collaging. So we crafters like to think out of the box, don't we? We don't always look at something and think, oh, what can I use that whole thing on? We think how we can cut it up and get the most use out of it. And the same thing with this one, as in all of them. I won't keep repeating myself, but you can cut your snippets, and this one has the beautiful iridescent sequence and the pretty shimmery thread. It has like an embroidered look to it, lots of really pretty texture. This one has the shimmery thread and the embroidery look as well. These are nice, big, generous pieces, so you can certainly use them in many different ways. That would be lovely on the cover of a book, wouldn't it? And then collage all around it. Put a fabric image on it and then collage around it. Wrap it around the spine of a book, or up and down the spine of a book. And then this last one, look at, oh, here's one more. And another one with that same look in a different shape and pattern. And then this last one, look at this one, y'all. This one is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at all the different ways that that one can be utilized. That would be absolutely gorgeous. Either this way wrapped around a book, or this way wrapped around a book and collage and lace and things all around it. Or can you imagine this on the back of a jacket, like a denim jacket, a whole large piece, and then put some lace flowers, organza flowers and different things collaged all around it. That one is so lovely, and I think she sold this, if I remember correctly, for like $3. It's just, the prices are just phenomenal. So that was that pack, 7 appliques. And then lastly, the piece de la resistance, however you say that, This is simply beautiful. Look at this. Look at this lace. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love that. That's this one. And if you can feel how soft that is, it's just dreamy. And I tied it into a beautiful bow, and I created this stick pin, and I used the darker tones with the beads. There's a beautiful dark amber, and then like the bronze beads here, and little rose gold rondelles there, and then the spacer beads in the bronze. And then I used a piece of Julie's beautiful lace, and I just tied a little topper, and I think it just looks so sweet on top of that bow. So we'll unwrap this, and you are about to see something gorgeous. Look at that bling piece. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I think it is absolutely stunning. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at all of the segments in that and the beautiful stones. It has loops on either end, so you could tie a ribbon through it, or you could put a chain on it and use it as a neck piece. You can add some little trinkets to it, some little fabric flowers or something, and make just like a whole collar to it. And then that is the piece that I used. Oops, I'm knocking my, I forgot they were on top, my little sachets. I'm knocking them all over. That's the piece where I got this bling piece from. And that's this piece, that segment right there. So I just took my old scissors, because I didn't want to use my new ones, and I cut it here and here, and then I cut this piece off the top, and then that left me two other pieces of bling to use. But look at these segments. If you take it apart and do things like that, look at that one on a dangle, or this one with the one large bling piece, or this one. Look at that. How gorgeous would that be? Even on its own, with the dangle hanging down the side of something. So pretty. And this price, I think, was like $3. Just an insanely low price. So that is that. And then I included 2 squares of this beautiful satin fabric. I got it in a estate sale not long ago. It's very soft, very shimmery. It's got beautiful butterfly pattern to it. And I gave you 2 pieces of that because it was already cut into these size squares. I couldn't give long pieces, but you could easily sew that together and do something along this lines in a bigger shape. Stuff it with your batting and collage around it. Put a little lace handle or little chain or pretty ribbon on there and hang it on your doorknob or a wall hanging. Or you could use it to line the inside of a book. You could do all kinds of things with that. Cut little snippets and make ruffles, little snippet ruffles. So there's that one. And then I included this beautiful piece of organza. And this one was from the estate sale as well. And look at how long this is. This is so beautiful. I gave you a big generous piece of this. This is folded over in half just to give you an idea of the length. It's 18 inches wide. I'm not sure. I think it's probably a 50 or 60 inch in length. And then it's got this beautiful embroidery there on the bottom. Sweet little embroidered flowers all along there. Another embroidered panel here. And then a whole panel full of the embroidered flowers. And it goes all the way on and on and on up to right there. And even this edge that has nothing on it, they leave you a good piece to fold over and give you a good seam allowance there. But even this piece could be cut and cut into little circles and used as organza flowers. You can use them as backing like I did on some of these doilies, or you could do the flowers where you cut out the circles and burn the edges and layer them and put a little piece of bling or a pearl in the center. Those are so pretty. I actually made my wedding bouquet. It was a brooch bouquet, and I filled it with these kind of flowers, with the burned edge flowers and ribbon flowers that I made, and all kinds of beautiful blingy brooches. It was stunning. So this could be used in all sorts of ways. It could be a big panel over a pillow. It could be various ways used in a book, the cover inside or the outside and layered over. Just all kinds of things to do with that one. And like I said, that is a big generous piece, so we will put that over there. And then this one was hard to part with, I will not lie. This one is a beautiful piece of wedding fabric, very pricey. I gave you a fat quarter of this one, and it was very hard to part with, like I said, but I just had to. Once I created this bag, it just had to go inside. Look at this. Look at how beautiful that looks with that. Isn't that just perfect? I just love that. That can be used in all sorts of ways as well. I use this a lot. I'll cut little snippets off and use it here and there sparingly because it was very pricey. And I use it on tags and little embellishments and for layering and collaging like that. But it, of course, could be used in its entirety somewhere as well, so it's there for your pleasure. And then this one, oh my goodness, this one is a stunner. And this one, again, was a very pricey piece of wedding bridal fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. But there again, I could not include it in this little bundle because it's just so perfect with it. Look at that. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that? Look at all of the ways that this could be cut and used. It can be used whole. Imagine that over the cover of a book with maybe a piece of music sheet behind it or book page behind it. How gorgeous would that be? Such a vintage look that would be. And just the most beautiful sequins, the silvery, whitish silvery thread through here, very shimmery on this beautiful netting. Just absolutely stunning. Just all kinds of bits and pieces that could be used. Look at that on a piece, this big piece here. I mean, the possibilities are endless. This on the edge of something would be just beautiful. So that concludes that kit. I just think it turned out lovely. I absolutely am so happy with it. It would make such a lovely gift for your favorite crafter, somebody new to junk journaling or crafting that needed some ideas, or your bestie that you wanted to give something special to, or even to treat yourself. The pieces in here are just absolutely beautiful. They go together so seamlessly. Everything just ties in so wonderfully, and I just think it's such a luscious bundle. I just love it. So both of these are available. You can message me if you're interested. My information will appear below as well as all of Julie's information. And she is having another sale next weekend. I'm not sure if it will be Saturday or Sunday or Friday night, but she will have the notification up on her site. So be sure and check her Facebook page, her YouTube, and I will put the link to her website. You can order on her website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. but she does have exceptional prices on her sales, and they are always 2 yards for the price, usually $1.50. So that is that bundle in this bag, and all these beautiful laces here. Let's put this one over on this side so we can see this one again, and the little pin here that goes with that, and then all the beautiful sachets. I just love that idea. Such an old-fashioned thing, but so sweet. And then before we go, I'll show you these. Since I'm on Julie's design team until the end of August as a guest designer, I'm trying to figure out how to keep her laces separate from the rest of my stash, and I found these vintage bobbins, and I thought that that would be a lovely way to do it. So I just wanted to show you a few of the other laces that weren't used in today's video, so you get an idea of the selection that she has. And each one of these were laces that I got in her past sales. So all of them except this one, and I don't remember the price, but it was under $3. And then this one, this beautiful Venice lace. Look at this one. We have to unroll this one a little bit. Look at how beautiful. I think this one was $3 a yard. But even for that, I mean, I know a lot of sellers sell it for $4.50, $6 a yard. So her prices are phenomenal. There's those 2 trims we saw on the snippet. I just love those. So that's just a little bit of a sneak peek about what else is available. Again, I will link all of the information to everything below. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have creating it for you. And I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers, and to all of you who hit the comments and leave me a comment. Hit the like button. Those 2 things are so important, and of course the subscribe button, and hit that bell if you wish to be notified for future videos. We will have several projects a month coming your way for this design team, and I'm also on another lovely design team that will have some projects as well. So if you'll just leave me a comment, I so appreciate that. Even if you just stop by and say hi, or give me a little heart emoji or a smiley emoji, just all of those little things really help the channel to grow. And I have surpassed 300 on my new channel. I am inching up to 500. Once I hit 500, I will do a giveaway of something absolutely lovely for the subscribers. And I'm excited to get to that point, and then I'll go for 1,000. So baby steps, but we'll get there. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all again so much for watching. I look forward to seeing your comments, and let me know which bag you like. I would love to know for future projects which holds your interest more. So have a good evening, or rest of your day, or weekend, or week, or whenever it is that you're watching this. Be blessed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, y'all.